Hey lovely sexy gaming people, welcome to this video. We're going to look at the Mantic Abandoned Town Terrain Crate. This is the contents. It says 106 pieces. There's quite a bit in here. Ruined walls, field walls, we've got fences, we've got some plastic hedgerow type things, a blacksmith's forge and associated stuff, and some other bits and pieces, including what looks like a giant rat as well, so that's cool. There's not much on the sides of this, so let's crack it open, shall we? Right, so come on. Okay. Here we go. So we've got 4 bags of plastic walls, buildings. We've got obviously these field walls here. We've got 2 bags of those. Nice that they're in resealable Ziploc ones. And then we've got our other scatter terrain in these bags. And we've got these plastic bags here with some fences. And this is clearly some sort of barricade designed for battlefields, so a bit of battlefield terrain there as well. Shall we have a look at the plastic brickwork first? You get 4 bags of this. I'm liking that it sounds like it's modelled plastic. That is brilliant. So this is, yeah, so this isn't poly vinyl or anything like that. And just looking at this, it looks like we're going to have to do a bit of trimming. Just to make that flush, so that goes on, I'm assuming like so. It doesn't want to stay put, but it definitely doesn't go that way. But I'm assuming that what you do is you put one in like so, and then you'll put another in like so, or like so, and it will go together and give you a right angle. And then we've got two tall corners by the look of it. 1, 2. Yeah, so it looks like maybe one of these pieces will be used on those, and then these bits form the others with these short pieces here. So that's quite cool. You're definitely going to have to glue these. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to get away with using my usual plastic weld, but I'm probably going to have to put a bit of filler in here as well. Because obviously at the top of the wall we've got this hole, so I'll probably need to just pop a bit of filler in there to hide that. So you get 4 of those. There's the other 3. Let's stick with stonework. So we get 2 of these bags of fences, stone wall fencing. I think they might need to just have, because there's a fair old, I mean, it doesn't matter that there's a fair old curve, because, you know, they could have a curve. But yeah, so we get two complete walls, you get one wall falling down, and you get one half wall and one gate, and you get 4 of these pillars. So the idea being, I'm sure, will be that you can literally just put them together like so. Take your fence, take your half wall, and then that wall at the bottom, and you can make yourself a pen. Obviously you get 2 of these, so if you wanted to, you can have a completely walled in pen, or you could have 2 damaged walls like this, or if you really wanted to, you could just have one big pen. I'm going to use these in a tavern build. So with D&D Beyond, not D&D Beyond, D&D Adventurer, the weekly part work that Hachette have just started, they've got plans in there for a tavern for the first encounter, and I'm going to use these walls on the outside of that tavern, because there's a walled in kind of driveway as part of that build. So look at these fences. So there's a hedgerow here. It is what it is. There's, to be honest, you're going to with this, I think you're just going to put down a dark green colour and then highlight it up to represent the different leaves and foliage in the fence. Like I said, these appear to be fortifications for on a battlefield, so you would have them facing towards the enemy like that. And then we have just 3 of these, and no sturdy fence post to kind of go in the middle, but I suppose you could put that there, and there's a gate in it already. We get this signpost, which is looking a bit iffy. Again, I might put that on a 25mm base, just so it's a bit more stable. Yeah. Okay, so we get 2 of these as well. Right, they probably aren't going to be much use to me, except when I play Age of Sigmar with my partner. But by far, these and the stone walls are like the worst parts of this polyvinyl plastic. So, right, let's have a look at the forge. And bits and pieces. So this is the forge, which looks great. Obviously, that's the back of it, so you're going to have it up against something. That works. You get these 2 hay bales. They're actually quite big for hay bales. We've got a sharpening stone here. So you would crank it, or someone would crank it, and you would run the blades across the wheel as it went, and it would sharpen your blade. We have a trough. That's cool. Nice little trough. Then we have these 2 tie-up posts, which are for the horses to be tied up to. I'm assuming for when they're being shod, that sort of thing. We have a pile of manure. Look at that. Nice steamy turd for you. And having owned a horse, yes, they do steam. You've got a rack of blacksmith's tools, and you've got a second set of bellows there as well, loose, so that's handy. We have a water pump, that can go in front of the trough. It's the tap doesn't quite reach. that's badly designed. They could have at least made it so that the tap reached the reached over the wall of the trough. And then we have our anvil. We have a wheelbarrow, quite a slim wheelbarrow. We have a random wheel, a shovel, and a bucket. So that's kind of all the blacksmith stuff and stable bits. And then we have assorted scatter terrain. Right, so we have barrels, we have crates, we have some random barricades made out of detritus. We've got a random crate on its own. We've got a log pile, that's always handy. We've got a pile of rubble, which will be handy to go in the two piles of rubble, handy to go in the ruins. Then we have, I think this is, there's a rat here, minus a tail. Well, its tail's curled up on its back, so they've cheated a bit. And we have a couple of skulls here. Just huge headed humans for those skulls. And then we have a couple more rats. So these are the rats. Tiny representations, but I'm sure we could pop them on a base, on a 25mm base with a stone flagged floor to represent like a dungeon floor. I'm going to pop these in the same bag as my zombie hand. And then we got these two random skulls, which you could use for you could use these as side pieces on an altar, sacrificial altar. So yeah, they're quite cool. I'm going to pop the shovel in there as well, and the bucket, and the manure. So there you go. Right, so that's it really. It's nice that they come in separate Ziploc bags. It's nice that the walls are a hard plastic, so I'm hoping that they'll take the plastic world. I might build a couple and see how they go, and then just tap on a little video to the end of this, showing me putting a couple together. But there's good texture on these, you know, so they'll take paint really well. I've just picked up some 3mm MDF, so I can literally just cut out some templates and make ruins on some square templates, and I think that will be ideal. But there you go, that's the abandoned town terrain crate. Let me know in the comments what you think of, if you've had any Mantic stuff, and what you think of it. I'm kind of disappointed with the way that these are. So I don't know whether this is because they're ejecting this stuff while it's still really soft and really warm, and where it then gets like dumped into a bin, or you know, maybe I don't know whether they eject it into a container of water to help it cool down. But yeah, this is an issue. I am definitely going to have to look at straightening these out. But there you go. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. All right, take care. Bye bye. Right. So I'm going to be completely honest and turn around and say the cleanup of these items took forever, and it was a real brain drain. But so you get plenty of pieces. You get 4 sets of these ruined walls, which is great. And because they're all, you've got 8 different wall sections. You've got 2 with windows, 1 with a door, and then you've got obviously tall wall sections and medium and short height wall sections. And essentially, if you're going to glue, they take plastic glue really well. I use plastic weld, and I always start with the biggest piece that I'm going to glue in for the corner, and just let that obviously attach itself. Then I'll come in and marry up the corner piece. Okay, and then what I'll do is I'll find something which has a right angle, and I'll push the two wall pieces up against the two sides of the item with the right angle, so that I get a fairly straight corner. I quite often just push it up against the corner of the cutting mat. So normally once I've built one, glued it together, I'll put it on the corner, and then I go to the next one, next piece. So these are obviously the short bits. So take the bigger piece, sort that out, and then come in and marry up and like I say, normally I'll then take the other piece away and then marry that up to the corner like so. And that's it. There's so many different combinations you can do. So I've got two high pieces of solid wall. I've got a high piece of wall with a door. I've got obviously a small corner piece. We've got two different types of windows. So we've got a double window like that, and then we've got the corner of a single window. So I've done a double one there, but on other ones I've just done like a wall section and that. So standalone, I think these are really good just for like scatter terrain, if you're just gonna like box out a ruin, for example. Okay, and if you wanted to, you could do, you know, slightly different ruin, like say for example like this. You know, I'm going to have a play around. I've got some tiles. I've cast myself some resin tiles, which I'm going to use as a floor. And I'm going to see how well I can sort of like put all this together to create kind of playable ruins. So put all these together. I'll probably glue all these together and then see about coming up with some sort of ruin which I can then just plonk straight down. But yeah, they give you, there's plenty in this abandoned town set to give you options. Like I say, there's loads, absolute loads of corners. You know, so you're going to end up with 4 corners per set. You've got 4 sets. That's going to give you plenty to mess about with. Anyway, I shall see you in the next video. All right, take care. Bye-bye.